And welcome right on back to Flowers in the Autumn Time. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. I think considering where the last part left off, I think we all might be doing maybe just a smidge better than one Yuzuriha Yatsushiro, who, boy, just had a roller coaster of a previous episode. Just, yeah, she solved the case. Super genius brain. She got to have her performance. It was lovely. It was beautiful. Rainbow magic is amazing. And then finally found the resolve to confess to the woman she loves, only to be shot down, and in a moment of desperation ended up getting slapped for it. But the silver lining was it's somebody who would be in the form of one of the cutest little twins on the planet. One Ringo Sasaki was there in her moment of need to comfort her, and finally said words that she's needed to hear for a long time, that somebody just accepts her wholly. It seems like Ringo's affection is very, very true and honest. I think, having seen a lot of the I think Ringo is one of those people that can really see the real Yuzuriha. I mean, especially when you consider, like, real early in the game, they had that moment where she saw her tending to flowers. And that seemed to be a moment. I think things really clicked for her then, honestly. But we're gonna get right back into things. Like, who knows where all of this ends up? This is such a, like, there is such a tangled web of emotions now, and it's just, oof. This girl, you can't but feel for her, right? The bitter coffee prickles my tongue as I drink, as I think of my best friend. You should not drink of your best friend. The girl who confessed her love to me. Yuzuriha Yatsushiro had laid bare her previously concealed feelings for me with an imploring gaze that took me back to when we first met. Yes, we're finally kind of getting into Nerine's head, because Nerine is a character that I have struggled to really not connect with, but sort of find... it's hard to kind of put it into words without sounding bad, but I just don't understand her at all. Like, I feel like she's just kind of there most of the time, and she is a pleasant person, but I struggle to tell you anything about her. She's just she's a harder read than Yuzuriha, that's for sure. And I guess it's because we've just not really had much time inside of Nerine's head, but that's what we're getting now. And then, upon reading my reaction, her eyes. As I place the cup down on the desk with a sigh, my gaze falls on the book beside it. I keep coming back to that. The book we'd obsessed over as children on that fateful school trip. We're going back from her point of view now. It wasn't out of kindness that I became friends with her. Even as a child, it was undoubtedly self-interest that spurred me to make friends with the girl who was always on her own. Because I had to be the good, well-mannered girl. It's not that I myself was motivated to be good. I simply did all the usual good deeds that normal people do. If a classmate came dashing over to me saying they'd forgotten their textbook, I'd lend them mine. If I saw trash on the floor, I'd pick it up. The little things that anyone would do. But I was raised up and praised for these perfectly natural acts. Being a good girl wasn't something I wanted for myself. It was expected by those around. Oh! And as I give that large spiel about who the hell is Narine Komikado, I think we're starting to get the very clear picture. And how, again, much like Chidori and Erika, we're seeing two people come together that have a very similar experience, but it's flavored differently. I think we're gonna start seeing something similar here from Narine Komikado. It was probably related to my appearance. I was aware that I looked gentle and approachable. It may be an arrogant thing to say about myself, but I doubt people could begin to imagine someone as angelic looking as me doing anything immoral. Another factor was my father. Of course, any child of such a devout, God-fearing man could only ever possess the most exemplary conduct. So I don't recall being particularly kind to that girl on that school trip, crying over her scraped knee. I simply did what was expected, the kind of rote good deed that my father would have done. And yet, the girl was so grateful for my unremarkable treatment. And I thought to myself that here, again, was someone who'd mistaken me for a better person than I really was because of my looks. Because our houses were close by, we started walking to and from school together. It was so cute the way she'd trail along behind me like a duckling. The school trip was the start of it. No, that's not true. One day I'd gotten bored while talking to my friends and I'd noticed she was reading my favorite book, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, and had struck up a conversation with her. From that day forth, I started talking to her not only on the way to and back, but also at school. Once we got to talking, I realized she was like a walking bookshelf, full of knowledge. Chatting with her was fun, and we soon became fast friends. And so we got to know one another better. I learned of her complicated home situation, and it made sense why she would be so enamored with me. I was special to her. Seeing how my friend depended on me, I decided to test just how far she would go for me. It started with childish things like seeing whether I could get her to give me her dessert at lunch or getting her to buy matching stationery with me. Soon it escalated to requesting she take the same classes as me until eventually I made her promise that I would be her one and only friend. Man! This is wild. This is not where I expected this to go. We go from, man, I know nothing about Narine Komikado to holy shit, there's a lot of big ol' psychological analysis to go through here. Yuzuriha would do whatever I asked of her, and I felt powerful. Then I decided to push it even further, into the most sacred of areas. Huh? I made Yuzuriha Yatsushiro get baptized like I had been. Oh, that's interesting. I made her choose to live as a Christian, except there was no choice about it. I had coerced her with our friendship as the prize. Yeah, that's a little messed up. But I mean, you are a kid, you know, you're obviously like a child, and there's, you know, if adults don't see this happening, then they don't really know how to correct that. And she clearly knows that what she's doing is messed up, but at the same time, she likes that feeling of power over someone. Ever since I was little, it had been hammered into me by my father what it was to be holy, what faith meant. In my youthful curiosity and lust for conquest, I violated my own faith and desecrated her too. That's messed up, dude. The now lukewarm coffee is like bitter mud sliding down my throat. Ugh, God, just like imagining the texture of that, just ugh. God, and she even knew! She can drink it now after so long forcing herself to do it for me. Just another way I changed her. The bitter taste takes me back to my time when, to the time when my conceited heart was doused with cold water. The time when her mother, who had been hospitalized in a distant infirmary, was permitted home for a brief spell. I want my mom to meet my best friend. I foolishly accepted her invitation and arrived at her house with a bouquet in hand. She had tugged me by the arm into her high-ceilinged house, leading me to a room right at the back. In the mostly bare room, Oh, this is Yuzu's mom. Okay. You must be Narineko Mikado. I've heard a lot about you from Yuzuriha. She was gaunt with sickness, yet there was nothing scary about her. She greeted me with a smile. I hear you're good friends with my Yuzuriha. Thank you. With shameless humility, I had spoken of mine and Yuzuriha's friendship, and her mother had nodded along with a pleased smile. I'll go get us some drinks. As I watched Yuzuriha leave the room, I realized I was still holding the bouquet of flowers. I looked around the room for a vase. Then... So, Nerine-san? As soon as Yuzuriha left the room, the smile disappeared from the woman's face, and she stared at me with a terribly morose look on her face. Oh. You don't really think of Yuzuriha as your friend, do you? Oh. I felt all the blood drain from my face and pool in the soles of my feet. It was the first time anyone had ever seen through my fake goody two-shoes act. The shock rendered me speechless. I watched as the woman in the bed leaned forward. Oh, man. I don't care if it's a lie, but please. With her breath across my face, her voice sounding like it was coming from the depths of a well, she begged me. Promise, my Yuzuriha. Unable to hear those words, I shake my head to rid it of the memory. Wrapping my arms around my trembling body, I stare out at the darkness beyond the window. You don't really think of Yuzuriha as your friend, do you? I don't care if it's a lie, but please, please, promise, my Yuzuriha. The wind rustling the branches of the cherry trees sounds like a voice calling to me from the bottom of a well. It sounds like somebody sitting in front of a microphone shaking something very violently as well. Filled with repentance for my former self, I whisper Yuzuriha's name. My whispered words are carried away by the wind as I slowly close my eyes and make the sign of the cross over my breast. Oh, wow, that's rough, dude. Holy shit. Oh, it keeps getting more layers, and the string just keeps getting knotted and knotted and knotted. I don't know how we straighten this out. All of these girls have shit that they need to fix, and it's not something that's gonna be fixed in a season. Jeez. Gazing up at the sky, I feel as though I've journeyed to some distant land. The calm autumn sky is shifting from a pale blue to a deep azure. The sky is so high, so wide, so piercingly clear that I'm overwhelmed by a feeling of being crushed by it. Breathing in deeply, I feel a cold sting in my nose. Winter is here. Hello? We hanging out? Called back down to earth, I respond cheerfully. Hey, you got the cute coat on now. Yeah, this is cute. This is a really cute look. Seeing her cheeks flush faintly, I'm struck again by how not just the sky, but everything around me has changed. I gaze at Ringo-kun in her autumn cardigan. Yeah, here you go. She shifts awkwardly, and I bite into another of the cookies she baked for me. My world has changed. After I confessed to Narine and she turned me down, yeah, I accepted Ringo. Whoa! Okay. So, like, this is like an honest attempt at like trying to move on. I mean, again, I think that maybe a little dangerous, you know, Ringo could end up being kind of the rebound here, but I kind of just feel like Ringo's okay with that. Like, I feel like she understands that she's in a precarious situation where she had just confessed to somebody and now, you know, we're just kind of like, we're going to see what works out here. I feel like that's kind of where we're at. Even though I decided to turn her down. Okay, so, okay. I accepted Ringo's confession even though I decided to turn her down. Okay. Honestly, if you asked me outright if it was a rebound, I'd be hard-pressed to say no. After I was rejected by my best friend, I felt like I was going down on a sinking ship and she held out her hand to me. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't conflicted. I remember you was conflicted. Oh, this is so adorable. No, it wouldn't be weird. Let her give you a girly hairstyle. I'm about to go on and say it couldn't possibly suit an androgynous figure like me when... Oh. That day in my room when she'd brushed my hair, it brought back distant memories of my mother doing the same thing, and I had felt at peace. My heart, bruised and battered from the night in the chapel, was gradually starting to heal. Oh. Yeah, this girl's good. Ringo is more of a smooth operator than anybody would have guessed. Truth be told, she might actually be the smoothest. I think that's what we're hiding here, is that Ringo, probably actually the smoothest operator of everybody here. Like, she's probably the one that could actually charm the pants off of you and you not even realize it happened. By the time you realize that she's already got her arms around you and it's just like, wait a minute, how did this happen? Nah, it's okay, girl, you can go with it. Since that night, slowly but surely, during the course of our stolen secret dates, my relationship with Ringo Sasaki has deepened. It is romantic. It's like it's a moment of vulnerability. Like you're letting yourself be vulnerable, and especially Yuzuriha in her own way. Like, this is a very vulnerable moment, you know, just like letting someone, you know, play with her hair in like such a girly manner. Communicating via letters, not love letters. Well, they're not completely devoid of such sentiments, but they're a means of keeping our relationship hidden. It's not something I requested, rather. We both seem to want to keep it to ourselves. We both judge that having the fact that we're dating out in the open would only bring trouble. For my part, I'm not lacking in zealous fans. And Ringo still hasn't told Oh dear. I sense very murky waters ahead. It pains me to be on the receiving end of Ichigo-kun's affections while I'm dating her sister. Many times I've wanted to tell her, but... So this isn't like... Man. How is this the story that's like the most twisted up and just like... Woo! There's so much that needs to be unraveled here. When I think of how things are with my best friend, how we've barely spoken since that night in the chapel, I lose any courage I might have to come clean to Ichigo-kun. Our little love letters are a way for us to set the times and places of our rendezvous without any other students finding out. I've always known that I like women, that I'm a lesbian. But now, for the first time, I actually have a girlfriend who I can lay my feelings bare to, and I can't restrain my delight. a very interesting reaction. Like, she's really kind of finally experiencing something she's always wanted to. And even though it's not with like the person she'd idealized, like, I think like Ringo is a fantastic fit for her. Like, I kind of want this to work out. And I'm just a big fan of Ringo anyway, so. I feel like a river, once blocked up by driftwood and debris, but now flowing back along its true course. Oh! Look at them. God, they just work so well together. I love this way too much. I love this way too much, and the game's gonna take it away from me. That's how these things are! She asks me as we watch a movie together in the middle of the night. Just the two of us. Oh. Like, I don't think she's like putting on a face here. I think she legitimately, for the first time in her life, is living the way she wants to, you know, proud lesbian with like a cute girl and like being able to openly show this kind of affection to someone. Like, I truly believe Yuzu's actually happy right now. She squints up at me from her position atop my lap. Is this really okay? I get the feeling that she left something unsaid after that. You don't regret saying yes to me? Given that she's used to the way her mom kind of omitted things, I guess that she could kind of sense that. It's like how I was... Stop it, game! Like how I was always scared of my mother's inconsiderate words. She wriggles in my lap. I can feel her plump little butt against my thighs, and my mind is flooded with thoughts of what we could get up to in this dark and empty room. My. It's just like finally, yeah, like this is like a happy lesbian finally getting to lesbian. If I take her in my arms, if I whisper sweet nothings to her, if I kiss her, she would. Like that there's nothing but pure acceptance in that girl's heart. Nah, she'd have probably like exploded in a fit of jealousy and overstimulation, having seen two cute girls holding one another like this. As we watch the movie Cocoon, a recommendation of my teachers, I wrap my arms around Ringo-kun from behind and rest my chin on her shoulder. Oh my god, it's so cute. Oh. This is the kind of movie that makes me regret not being into sci-fi, since maybe then I'd have seen it earlier. It all revolves around this group of aliens' interactions with the residents of an old people's home. A contaminating presence that has found its way into this pure, exenic female culture. That's me. That is an absolutely terrible way of looking at oneself. That is, man, ugh, that hurts. Even like when she's happy, like, you know, this is very true to life, you know. This is something that even I relate to, is even when you're feeling happy, it's just like, there's still always these daggers you have ready for yourself, you know, just in case you think you're getting a little too big for your own britches. I smirk to myself as the aged scars of yesteryear act their hearts out on screen. Did Suo-kun recommend this movie knowing that? It seems possible that my younger schoolmate, sharp as she is, may have picked it in awareness of the darkness and confusion I'm still wrestling with. I recall the scene where where good and evil fight within Clark Kent's mind. My true feelings. She nuzzles her cheek against mine and I make a non-committal sound. Aww. As I get closer to her, I'm gradually starting to change, as though a wind is whipping up waves in the once placid surface of my inner ocean, slowly but surely. Then, as I continue to let her gentle breeze caress me, one day it strikes me that it's already been 2 weeks since Ringo and I started dating. Wow! Y'all just cruising along.
合唱会からもう2週間が経ったんですね。
The comment from my friend is like a knife in my throat, and I manage to croak out a ugh. Said friend, one Erika Yaigaki, is staring intently into my eyes with the expression of someone who's examining a particularly unusual cloud formation.
時が経つのは早いって話ですよ。もう12月になっちまった。よくある話の枕ですが、おかしいですか?
These cardigans look really nice. Big fan.
いや、まあ構いませんがね。私が話そうとした。
Oh shit! Yeah, those are coming up. The student council elections. The terms I offered if she wanted to know. Oh! Succeed me as president of the Council of Nikaya.
巷じゃニカイアの使徒選びなんて呼ばれ方をしてますがね。まさか。白羽さんが立候補するとは思わなかったわ。
Oh, she's all in. Takasaki-kun finishes her sentence as she pours out our coffee and sets the steaming cups before me and Yaigaki-kun.
暑いですから気をつけてください。なんだよ、適温で入れろよな。私は猫舌なんだぞ。カーディガンを着るほど寒いんでしょ?
Yeah, I think that's considerate.
寒がりなのと猫舌なのは別問題だろうが。
Takasaki-kun nods, humoring her as she sips her own hot coffee. I decide to flatter my cold-blooded friend by telling her how fashionable she looks.
とてもよく似合っている。カーディガンは女の子。
Hey, she ain't wrong. I'm a big fan of cardigans myself, so.
お前もこういう気の利いたことを言えるように。
There you go. Boom.
別に必要ない。
Why? It's just you.
だって何を見てるの？
Oh! She set her up! Knocked her down! That's real good. Okay, you know what? Chidori might be on Ringo's level in terms of being smooth, because that was a solid combo attack right there. That's gonna get you in the finals of Evo. Wow, look at her go. She's done. Just cooked. Absolutely. Bring it a KO! Nagaki-kun's face is slowly flushing, even as she tries to play it off. For a moment, I'm quite taken by how adorable she is, as she blows out on her coffee to cool it. What haven't we heard? Is it another mystery that's going to delay something important? That's wow, this girl's come so far. Can you like the girl that we saw in spring, the girl who had no object permanence with regards to women at all and just kept rediscovering them every time she saw a new cute girl, is now running to be the president of the Council of Nikaya, basically. I can't tell them the truth.
僕からしても寝耳に水ってやつだね。処置仲間の八重垣くんは聞いてなかったのかい？そうみたいなんです。だから拗ねてしまって。
Aww. I'm not sulking. Shut up. I didn't get left out. Nobody left me out of anything. I don't feel bad about it. I'm not upset. I'm not angry about it. Whatever. Everybody's stupid except me. I'm the smart one. I'm cool and never get left out of things. Nobody left me out. Her coffee must have cooled down to an acceptable temperature as she takes a sip and pulls a face.
ただ、私もそいつを聞きたかったのは確かだ。
Suo Shirohane has a beauty that would enchant anyone. She's pure and honest by nature, and she possesses both wisdom and intellect. It's not unthinkable that she would aim for the presidency.
でもなんだか変よね。白羽さんが二階屋の会なんて目立つことを自ら進んで行うなんて。だろ。だから私は八代先輩に何か聞かされてないか尋ね。
I shake my head. Yaigaki-kun grimaces despite not having had a sip of her coffee, searching my eyes for the reasons behind my curt attitude.
花火師さんも生徒会選挙に立候補したのよね。
Wait, is she gonna like? Wait, she gonna like? Wait, dude, is she running for vice president or something? Or because I don't understand why she would try and sabotage Suo. Like if she knows that this is important. Okay. Okay, so it's gonna be like Dynamic Duo Part 2. Gotcha. My chest prickles at the mention of Neri's name. Like, you really figure that, like, Rika would want the presidency, though. Just kind of feel, but like, the fact that she's willing to, like, give that up. Because I feel like, I don't know if she's, like, actually talked to Rika about her, reasons for wanting to pursue this presidency. I'm sure that Rika is probably just as shocked as anybody else. Allergies are amazing, by the way. Doing just real great over here. I need a new humidifier. I need a new humidifier for this room. But yeah, I'm not sure that she's actually told Rika, but like Rika has to know that like this is such a huge turn. Like, oh, like you want this position? This is so unlike you. Like, I would love to have seen that conversation. Higaki-kun voices her agreement, then goes on to say that, while it's probably not that difficult to make a vice president, the presidency is a whole other ball game. The people that lose are actually killed. Like, this is very serious business.
そうなの？立候補者になるだけでも難しい。だから2回への会では会長が不在で、副会長が仕切る年度の方が多い。八重垣君の言う通り、立候補するだけで
Four trials?
の難関を越えなくてはならないからね。
What is this? What's going on here? You've got to like American Gladiators this shit? I raise my hand and count down on my fingers.
一つはクラスで中間期末試験どちらかにおいて
Okay. That seems pretty feasible for her to do. She's a smart cookie.
2つは現2回の会のメンバー2名以上
Oh, interesting. That feels like that could go horribly wrong. That feels like an awful thing. It's like, oh, you want to run for president? Well, like, clearly the president's not going to recommend you. Who are the other council members that we know of?
3つは教職員からも1名以上の推薦
Sister Basquiat. Like, okay, go talk to Sister Basquiat or Dorm Mother Katabami. One of the two adults at this facility.
そして最後の難関。教職員および2回の会から選出された5名の審査員の前で
That is
4名以上の支持を得なければならない。
That is so much pressure! And you pulled all that off? I mean, I can understand how. You've got, like, charisma for days. Jeez. You've literally got to be a perfect person. And I mean, I guess what else have they pumped Suo up to be this, like, entire series so far? I take a gulp of coffee to moisten my throat after that explanation. That's probably a good idea. It's just water. Don't worry, I don't drink coffee that often. I've probably mentioned that at some point because people drink coffee enough in this series. I swear they've probably mentioned coffee enough for me to have mentioned that I don't drink coffee often and only use it to stay awake when I have to. Oh. So she's actually like barreling full, and when we consider what she specifically said in her own internal monologue earlier, now she's got oh god, are we like gonna have to sabotage Suo? Like, tell me she's not. I don't think Yuzu could be that awful. It's like, come on, like you owe the like, you're the one that that threw down this gauntlet. If she beats it, like if she beats you, you kind of gotta. Oh man, this is wow. How does this volume keep having more layers? Oh, that's, yeah, the vice presidency sounds way easier. More than half of the vote. Yeah, that makes sense. It's almost like popular vote should be the determining factor in how elections are settled. Her gaze is more suspicious than impressed, like she can't believe that I could have passed all those trials 1 year prior. Not really. Not really. We know you're literally perfect in everything you set out to do. I ask her jokingly and she nods candidly. So would that already be like, that's like a part of a trial down, isn't it? Oh, she's like, she was already well aware of the criteria to hit this and it was just already like full, like both barrels in on this shit. She shoots her amitié partner a glare and then looks back to me. Yeah, that's the first hurdle. Huh, okay. Her eyes are asking me whether this is true. Meeting her gaze, I nod. Yeah, like it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense for Yuzu to be one to recommend her because obviously probably doesn't want to lose that position. But I think more than not wanting to lose the position, she's not wanting to give up whatever this info she has is. She's being very cagey about this stuff, and that is so weird and alarming in a few ways. She mutters to herself, then, after gazing out at the wintry moon for a spell, I am too, actually. I am going to be grabbing food very soon after I finish this. Make me a sandwich, woman! Takasaki-kun rolls her eyes but acquiesces. I could actually just see that in my head. I could actually see her just rolling her eyes and turning around and just walking off. Make it a BLT. I mean, it kind of does. I mean, beggars can't be choosers here. Yeah, let's go. Let's get that BLT. Let's get some BLTs rolling in here. Although she mutters about how useless her amitié partner is, she asks me if I want anything. Then, when I shake my head, she leaves the room. After the door is closed behind her, we both stare at it for a long moment. Yeah, this feels very deliberate. Her brows furrow at my question and she squints off into the middle distance. Oh, wait. Do you know about... Oh. Oh, she knows. She knows about the Ringo thing already. This girl's just super perceptive, or they're doing a really bad job of hiding it. Advice. I've had a similar conversation with her in this room once before. What you got for me? Wow! Just out with it! Just out with it! That's brazen and ballsy, but that is exactly what I expect of one Erika Yaigaki. I had an inkling, but even so, I'm still taken aback. To think our secret could have been found out so soon. I guess we just, like, I don't know how you lie to her at all. How do you lie to Erika about something like this? You can't. You just can't. I peer into her feline eyes, the windows of her inner room. You're real good at calling me out on my shit, I tell her. Yeah, your brain makes up for all the legwork you can't do. She gave her thighs a slap and I smile. Advice, huh? I'd be on guard if she phrased it as a warning, but since it's advice, it must be coming from a place of kindness. For a split second, I think I catch a blush staining her cheeks before her usual cat-like smile returns. Oh, jeez. Okay, so there's no rumors yet. But she's just like, look, if I've already caught on to this shit, it's not gonna be long before somebody else is able to put this shit together. For now! No, wait, what? Not the only one. She's not. Yeah, she's not a rat. Then, I have an idea who could have found out. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. I ask. Oh gosh, that's not good. She'd have no need to put herself forward for the student council elections. Yeah, she could. She would never do that. She would never blackmail you. Like, that would be, yeah, she would never blackmail you. That is not a Suo thing. Oh, no. Like, even when she's getting the thing she wants now, she's going to end up hurting someone else pretty badly because she has to know. She has to know, like, obviously that like Ringo obviously had these outward feelings for her, and that, you know, oh, why is Autumn the most, like, twisted up, hurtful, painful volume? I think she's just probably got good intuition. Oh, somebody left a letter behind. Regret blooms inside my chest. My mood darkens as I imagine Ichigo-kun reading our letters and realizing I'm dating her sister when she herself asked me out too. Oh, jeez. She's like, yeah, listen, like, damage is about to be done. Like, you are not going to contain anything in a school that does not have a Nintendo to keep these girls busy.
君は責めないのだね。
I don't think Erica cares either way. I just think that she thinks the way that you're approaching this is probably the absolute balls-ass worst way you could be.
遠からずとは言ったが、なるべくうまくやった方がいい。
She concludes without answering my question. Her demeanor makes it clear that she has no more to say on the matter. However, you should be careful. Like her previous warning, these words also serve as a judgment. Heeding my friend's advice, I decreased the frequency of our dates and changed our meeting place to my room. My amitié partner left the academy a while back. It was also safe for my zealous fans, who seemed to feel that invading my privacy of my room would be a step too far. I hadn't told Ringo that Ichigo-kun knew about our relationship, partly because I wanted to spare her feelings, and partly due to my own my own contemptible inability to face up to it. Then, my inescapable feelings demanded their recompense. Oh! I don't remember what served as the trigger. Maybe it was simply that the chat we'd been enjoying over dinner had petered out, the silence between us pregnant. Maybe it was Ringo's reaching out to wipe an eyelash from her cheek, our eyes meeting, some small thing like that. But it doesn't matter how small the spark was. Ringo gazed at me and then closed her eyes, tilting her head and her small, sweet lips up to me ever so slightly. No! Seeking my own compensation, I had no reason to stop it happening. Just do it. Just do it. Like, just dive in. This is all we can do at this point. It's a hackneyed smile, but I was drawn to her. It's a hackneyed simile, but I was drawn to her like a moth to a flame. Oh no. Are you kidding me? Are you Hearing the sound of the door opening, I slowly raised my head. There, standing in the entrance, the best damn person possible to be standing there. Fantastic. Great. Her voice like a judge's sentence. Sweat formed on my brow as the silence stretched out between us. You should be careful. My cat-like friend's words echoed in my ears like a curse. Aware that the thin yet tangible membrane between us was impossible to penetrate. Oh, jeez. I knew that I had lost my one and only true friend. Well, I don't know why, when reading visual novels, one stops to wonder, what's the worst that could happen? How much worse could things possibly get? And well, ask and ye shall receive, I suppose. You know, for only like 50 minutes, that was certainly a lot to deal with. Things are not, in fact, calming down or becoming better or easier to navigate for our girl Yuzu. But that's going to be where we call it for now. Thank you so much, as always, for stopping by and letting me have a bit of your time. I hope you have a nice, whatever it is, wherever you are, and we'll catch you next time.